drive with no destination, just the radio and midnight air. You'd sing along like you were fearless, like nothing ever felt unfair. But somewhere between the miles and the things we didn't say, we started living in the silence and calling it okay. We were almost home, but we never made it. You kept your heart in your back pocket, like it was something you could lose. I kept my hope in my suitcase, like it was something I could choose. We were always almost something, never quite the final scene. I kept believing in the next step while you were already leaving. I felt the distance grow, like a storm inside the night. I tried to hold on tighter, but you were already out of sight. We were almost home, but we never made it. We were almost loved, but we never faced it. We were almost brave, but we were too afraid. We were almost home, but we never stayed. If I could go back to the moment before the cracks began to show, I'd say the words I didn't say, and I'd finally let you know that I was ready for the ending, if you were ready for the start. But we were too scared to be honest, so we tore ourselves apart. We were almost home, but we never made it. We were almost loved, but we never faced it. We were almost brave, but we were too afraid. We were almost home, but we never stayed. We were almost We were almost but we never stayed. We were burning in the daylight, like we were meant to fade. Every promise felt like lightning, but I never learned to stay. You said you loved me, then you left, like it was just a phase. And I kept holding on to nothing, like it was a saving grace. I could feel the distance growing even when you were near. You were there, but not with me, like you were already clear. Love didn't know when to stay. It came like a storm, then it went away. Left me standing in the ruins of a heart that couldn't wait. Love didn't know when to stay. It didn't fight, it didn't stay. It just moved on to the next day, and I was left with yesterday. Now I see the pattern clearly in the way you turn the page. You were never meant for a story, you were meant for a stage. I was the one who stayed behind while you chased something new. And every time I tried to follow, you'd already left the room. but you never learned to land. You were fire, but you slipped right through my hands. And I kept waiting for a love that would remain, but love didn't know when to stay. Love didn't know when to stay. It came like a storm and it went away, left me standing in the ruins of a heart that couldn't wait. Love didn't know when to stay, but I'm learning how to breathe. I'll build a life that doesn't need a love that only leaves. No one didn't stay, but I will, and don't let this be the last time. The rain was tapping on the window like it knew we were hiding. You stood in the doorway quiet while the world kept on deciding. Your jacket smelled like summer, but your eyes were winter cold. I watched you try to say something and watched the words unfold. We walked through empty streets at midnight, like we were ghosts in our own town. Every step felt like a question, every breath felt like a countdown. You told me you were tired, but you never said a word. I kept holding on to pieces that you weren't ready to love, and I could feel the distance before you even spoke, like a story losing meaning before the final note. It was the night our voices fell, when the silence learned our names. We were standing on the edge of something that couldn't stay. We didn't scream, we didn't fight, we just let the truth unfold. It was the night our voices fell, and the room turned cold. If love is a movie scene, we were stuck in the slow fade. I kept waiting for the soundtrack, but you were already gone away. And the worst part of the ending was that there was no last line, just a quiet kind of leaving, like we were never really mine. It was the night our voices fell, when the silence learned our names. We were standing on the edge of something that couldn't stay. We didn't scream, we didn't fight, we just let the truth unfold. It was the night our voices fell, and the room turned our voices fell. And the silence stayed. We were framed by borrowed moments, hallway lights and late night trains. Every smile felt like a secret, every touch erased the day. You were never fully mine, but never someone else's too. We lived inside the question of what we were allowed to be. You spoke in careful sentences, like the truth might overhear. I learned the shape of patience while pretending I wasn't scared. We kept dancing around forever, like it wasn't in the room. I memorized your heartbeat, knowing it would end too soon. Every time the world came knocking, we would quietly pretend. You said this doesn't have an ending. That's when I felt it end. I loved you in between the lines we couldn't cross, the almost and the maybes, the things we never got. I loved you in between the truth and the disguise, not the start, not the finish, just the space where we survived. If love is only real when it's chosen, then why did it feel so alive? We were holding on to something that the world refused to name. I would have burned the whole ending just to stay in those days where you looked at me like home, but never planned to stay. I loved you in between when the lights were low. We were more than strangers, but less than we could show. I loved you in between every reason and goodbye, not the future, not the past, just a moment passing by. In between, if love remembers places, then it remembers me. I loved you in between. We were standing on a promise, built on words we didn't test. Every smile hid a question, every calm before the stress. You said we'll be fine tomorrow, like tomorrow was secure. But I felt the ground still shaking under everything we were. I was holding on to hope while you loosened your grip. I didn't know you were already gone until you slipped. You left before the fall, before the cracks were showing. I was still believing in a future we were growing. You left before the fall, before the truth hit hard. I was ready to lose it all. You didn't want the scars. Now the silence sounds on Castor, every memory amplified. I replay the way you looked at me like you'd already said goodbye. You chose the easy ending before the hardest part began. I would have stayed through everything. You didn't want to stand. You left before the fall, before the night came down. I was bracing for the impact. You were already out of ready to break with you. You didn't want the dark. If love is only worth it when it doesn't hurt at all, then maybe I was loving deeper, maybe you were loving small. I would have caught you falling if you just let me try, but you ran before the moment where we learned how to survive. You left before the fall, before the truth could land. I was ready for the wreckage with your heart in my hands. You left before the fall, and I'm still standing here, picking up the pieces of a love you couldn't fear. You left before the fall, and I stayed through it all. We used to talk without speaking, just breathing in the same space. Now every word feels careful, like it's scared it might break. You smile but it doesn't reach me, it stops somewhere in between. I'm standing right beside you, but you're already leaving. The nights don't ask me questions, they just listen while I lie. I replay every moment, looking for where we change sides. You don't fight, you don't argue, you just slowly let me go, and I'm losing you in silence. That's the hardest way to know. Love went quiet on me, didn't slam the door or run. It faded in the spaces where we used to be us. No last words to remember, no reason I could see. Love didn't break or leave me, love went quiet on me. If I'm honest, I still hear you in the way the room stands still. I would have begged you to stay loud if I knew this is how it feels. Love went quiet on me, like a song without a key. I kept waiting for the chorus, but it never came to be. Now I'm holding all the echoes of who we used to be. Love didn't scream or hurt me, love went quiet on me. Love went quiet on me. You said forever like a question, never like a promise you defend. Every time I reach for something solid, you were already counting seconds till the end. I gave you all the truth I had. You gave me parts you could replace. I was drowning in your presence while you were keeping your escape. I felt the distance growing louder every time you pulled away. I was running toward the fire, you were standing in the rain. You loved me halfway, never all the way in. I was burning for your heartbeat, you were barely letting it in. You loved me halfway, close but never true. I gave you everything I was, you gave me just enough for you. Now I see the cracks in slow motion, every memory out of sync. You held my hand when it was easy, let it go when it got deep. I kept believing in the moments you were already past. I was building something real, you were hoping it wouldn't last. You loved me halfway, never crossed the line. I was falling into forever, you were killing time. You loved me halfway, just enough to stay, just enough to break me when you walked away. Lights go low, heartbeat drops, echoes of us in the dark. You love me halfway, you left your whole. I was losing my balance, trying not to let go. You love me halfway, I felt it too late. Now I'm dancing with the silence that you left in your way. Halfway, you love me halfway. You love me halfway. You were smiling, but your eyes were somewhere I couldn't reach. Every word came out just right, but none of it sounded like you. You said my name like it was borrowed, like you'd give it back too soon. And I felt the air between us, learning how to bruise. I heard goodbye before you said it. We still talked about tomorrow like we didn't know the truth. But your hand stopped telling stories, mine were holding on to you. You packed your silence carefully, left it laying in the room. And every pause between your sentences was saying what you wouldn't do. If love is more than just a feeling, why did you stop reaching me? I was standing in the moment when you started to leave. I heard goodbye before you said it, and the way you wouldn't stay in the half-lit conversations where your heart was already away. You were halfway out the door while I was begging you to try. I heard goodbye before you said it, and it still caught me by surprise. Say it now if you're leaving, don't let silence do the damage. I've been reading all the signs while you've been practicing the ending. If this love is running out, it break me honestly. Don't let me keep believing in what you've already released. I heard goodbye before you said it, felt it hanging in the air. You were letting go in pieces while I was still standing there. I heard goodbye before you said it, still it tore me in two. I heard goodbye before you said it, but I stayed hoping you wouldn't. I heard goodbye before you said it. We were moving in the same direction, but our hearts were out of sync. You were chasing brighter futures, I was trying not to sink. Every time I reached for something, you were already on the run. I kept thinking love would catch you, but love can't chase the sun. Love didn't stand still, it didn't wait for me. It kept on moving forward while I begged it to believe. Love didn't stand still, it didn't learn to stay. It was here, then it was gone, like it never had to pay. I thought we were a story with a final line to say, but you were writing different chapters in a different kind of way. I was holding on to moments, you were letting them go. And the more I tried to keep you, the more you needed to grow. I felt the distance growing like a tide that never ends, and I couldn't stop the pull even when I tried to mend. If love is meant to stay, then why did ours just drift? I was standing in the moment while you were slipping through the rift. I would have stayed forever if you had stayed right here. But love didn't stand still, it had disappeared. Love didn't stand still, it didn't wait for me. It kept on moving forward while I begged it to believe. Love didn't stand still, it didn't learn to stay. It was here, then it was gone, like it never had to pay. Love didn't stand still, no, it didn't stand still. Love didn't stand still, it just kept walking away. The light came in like it always does, but it didn't feel like home. I sat down on the same old couch, but I was still alone. I kept waiting for your laughter to fill the empty space, but the silence didn't change, it just learned my face. I found your coffee cup again, still cold, still on the side, like a ghost of everyday life that never said goodbye. I tried to talk to all the shadows, but they didn't know your name. And I missed you in the room, even when I wasn't to blame. I missed you in the room, like a song without a sound, like a light that's still on, but the person's not around. I missed you in the room, and I don't know what to do when the world keeps moving forward, but I'm still stuck with you. I missed you in the room, like a song without a sound, like a light that's still on, but the person's not around. I missed you in the room, and I don't know what to do when the world keeps moving forward, but I'm still stuck with you. I missed you in